Hey everyone, welcome to Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey. So today we are at the Denton Cigar Company and we are talking with President of the North Texas Briar Club. This is Colin Rigsby. Colin is also a great pipe carver. I showed you one of his pipes before. Today we are going to give you our impressions on Warp's new blend called Sarto. Sarto is a English blend that has Black Cavendish, Kentucky, Latakias, Oriental Turkish, Perique, and Virginia. It's quite a cornucopia of tobaccos in that
Kitchen
one.
sink.
Yeah. It is a broken flake or kind of a ready rub, really. There's no flavoring. Strength of it is medium. So let's just jump right in and kind of talk about different things about this. Usually we start with our tin note, so I'd like to get your thoughts on the tin
Well,
note.
it has to me sort of a kind of a normal English tin note. So the Latakia is pretty prominent, but there are obviously other components in it visually, and
Yeah.
I smell some Orientals.
Yeah, absolutely. That smoky, woody kind of smell comes out in front, but there's something back there behind it as well. Almost like a fruit, kind of a dark fruit, or a fig kind of a smell in there.
Well, that could be the Perique. but
Probably from the Perique.
It doesn't really taste like it's got a lot of Perique, and I'm jumping ahead.
Get a little grassiness from the Virginias in there.
It's a little bit. Well, they're pretty light.
Yeah, this is, with all those tobaccos that were in here, this is really not a big hit on the tin note. It's pretty subdued. It's kind of it's mild and
Well, I've noticed that though
Control.
with blends that have a lot in them. To me, they seem kind of there's almost too much in it, and they all kind of conflict. But I can taste a lot of that Cavendish though, honestly, in it. I was surprised
Yeah.
by that.
All right, well, let's jump in on the taste. What are you getting when you start off with this?
First off, it almost has a 965 kind of feel to it, but I am tasting the Cavendish, so I'm not sure if I like that or not.
Yeah, I think the Cavendish are kind of taking away from the style of the English a little bit. It's almost like it's softening it up or mellowing it up almost too much. Yeah, I get, when I first light it, I get kind of a spice or a zest from the beginning of that, but then some of those Orientals start to take over, I think. I think, as a matter of fact, I feel like the Orientals are more forward than the Latakia is on this one.
Yeah, I mean the first light, there's Latakia and Cavendish to me,
You get a lot
but
of
Cavendish to me sticks out like a sore thumb. So if it's got a lot in it, then to me it can bury other things. And Orientals tend to be very light and unless they're heavy in the blend, they're not very forward. So so far I'm the first the first eighth of the bowl here. It's almost got too much in it. I think maybe.
I'm not picking up very much of the Perique at all.
No.
On this. I mean, it's in there, and you can kind of taste a little bit of that dark fruit or dark stone fruit in there, but it's pretty hidden.
I made the mistake though of smoking a cigar right before this, so I probably have some of that on the palate too.
This is probably my third bowl of this, and I know from the past two bowls that I've done, as you get towards the center of this, the Virginias begin to come out a little bit more than what it is right now.
Well, I usually don't like to judge things too quickly because sometimes things will get really good about halfway.
Well, we can come back to it when, as you get farther down into the bowl. Can you guys smell a room note to this at all? I mean, I know that there's a lot of smoke in here right now, but I know from smoking it at home, to me the room note is a typical English room note. Not a heavy English, but more of a kind of a medium leveled English. So that's kind of what I get. You get a little bit of that incense, some smokiness when through the room note on this one. What do you think about the moisture level on this? Did you?
It's fine. I mean, it's perfect. Really, as far as like packing it. And,
Yeah, I thought that it's ready to go. It comes at the perfect moisture level for me, at least.
yeah, it's not hard to light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of things about this one. This is a collaboration between Kyle Gellis of Warped Cigars and Jeremy Reeves of Cornell and Deal. So Cornell and Deal does manufacture this, and they use their biscuit tins to put that in. This has not been on the market very long. This has only been on the market for about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, just about.
Since the time of this recording. So, of course, Warped blend, their first blend was The Haunting, and that came out in fall of 2019. That was a crossover blend that was part cigar leaf and part pipe tobacco, so that's kind of where that comes. And then since then, they've had 4 other blends, which also include Cloud Hopper, the Red Hunt, Until the End, and King Stride. The King Stride is what you smoke a lot, David, isn't it? Don't you like that? Oh, you like the Red
Now,
Hunt?
Quisenberry turned me on to Red Hunt, and it is really a good blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's completely different than this. But
I haven't tried this. Now, this one, according to the reading of the information on this, that it's supposed to be akin, very similar to the Until the End. Basically, it is Until the End with a little bit of Latakia put in it.
Okay.
Is what it is.
And I would say a little bit.
Yeah,
Because whereas I smell it, I can even smell it burning. I can smell it, in the jar, but it is not heavy on the palate for Latakia.
It's not a heavy English at all.
No.
As a matter of fact, to me, it might almost lean a little more towards a Scottish blend or something.
Yeah,
like that.
because of the.
I like it actually.
It is. To me, it does. Now, Sarto was named after Kyle's dog, which is an Italian Mastiff, and so that's where they got the name of this blend. And on the can, you can see the labeling. There's quite a couple of times that Italian Mastiff that's on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty interesting. So Sarto is a take on a traditional Scottish blend, which is what I found out about this. It has a lot of bright and red Virginias in it, combination of aged Orientals, and it has the 3 condimental tobaccos, Perique, Latakia, and Dark Fire. So this has a little bit of Dark Fire in it as well. It doesn't pack the punch that I would expect with all of that in it, especially with the Dark Fire in it, because Dark Fire usually, for me, you get a lot of smokiness and kind of a nick punch with it, but I don't get that with this. As a matter of fact, on the nicotine content with this, I would say it's probably moderate, maybe moderate to medium.
Okay.
I don't know what you think about it.
Well, I haven't gotten that far yet. So,
Each bowl, this, like I said, this is probably the 3rd bowl I've smoked, and it seems that each bowl slightly different. It's not the same smoke each time. And as a matter of fact, even going through the smoke the first time, it seemed to change as it was going down. So I don't know if people that enjoy a consistent smoke, this is not what it's going to be. This one kind of evolves.
what types of pipes have you smoked it in?
I smoked it in a Meerschaum first, was my first. I smoked it in a Mario Pescucci billiard, and then I've smoked it in your pipe right here, this Volcano that you made me. So these are the ones that I've tasted it in, and they've all been a little bit different. What are your thoughts? Do you think this could be an all-day smoke?
In the sense that it's not heavy in either direction. I don't think it's going to be a big nicotine hit. It doesn't really strike me as that. I don't know. That's really a call I'd have to make at the end of the bowl.
Yeah. Have you found any taste or flavor changes as you've
A
gone
little
down with
bit.
it? Yeah.
A little bit. It's got a little bit of a peppery thing going on. So
Yeah.
that could be what Perique is
Maybe
in
that
it.
Perique starts coming through a little bit.
I still think it's got quite a bit of Oriental in it. And again, that Cavendish, which I feel just by the pipe, feels like it's burning a little warm.
And you think that takes away from the...
Yeah, I mean, I know that basically that's a filler in a sense, and that it can, like some burleys and things, take on the flavors of other things around it. But to me, when Cavendish is in a large amount in a blend, it can kind of take over a little bit and be maybe a little hot tasting, or I don't want to use the word ashy, but in maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah.
That could be, though, what I had. It could be that cigar I smoked a minute ago. It could be this pipe that I've been smoking. Maybe I didn't clean it properly. It's really hard to say.
That I think what you're hitting on also, like conditions, like your palate and things like that, but also the climate in the room could affect it. What you've had for a meal before you smoke
Absolutely.
makes a big difference. So I think all of those factors do play in
Absolutely.
to what you're talking about. I imagine this one probably, with all the Virginias that are in this one, I imagine this one probably will age pretty good though.
I think this probably has potential of aging good. And maybe that will help tone down some of the things that are in the forefront right now.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to try it in about a year
Yeah.
and see how much it changes.
Yeah.
And possibly pressing it.
That might be a good idea.
Take some of that and press it out and see if that makes any difference. That could intensify, it could intensify the Perique, I suppose. Probably won't do much for the Latakia. But there is a decent amount of Latakia in it, but I think it's kind of getting obstructed with some of the other things. So just to call this in English, I'm inclined to agree that it's more Scottish.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Well, this comes in 2-ounce tins. It's $11 for a tin, which comes to about $5.50 an ounce, which is price-wise, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty reasonable price. I've seen it at Smoking Pipes. Not sure you can get this anywhere else, since it's a Cornell and Deal product, and Smoking Pipes or Laudisi owns.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll be
Cornell and Deal.
available at other places later on.
But right now, the only place I was able to find it was at Smoking Pipes. All right, well, then what are your final thoughts on this? What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 5?
Oh, that's tough. Right now with only maybe a third of the bowl, I don't know how you do your ratings for sure. I can't
We do
remember.
shots. So it's like 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, or 5 shots.
5 being the
The
best.
best.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would, yeah. So right now I'd say a 3, just because I don't want to be unfair either way. It's not hitting me as something I'm going to want to go back to a bunch, but I've said that before, and it's I said that about Pisa Spark Plug, and I can't get enough of that now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah.
So it's first impressions with me are not necessarily always the be all end all.
Yeah.
Unless it's really bad.
I was the same with the piece. I think that spark plug, when we first tried it, I think I gave it a 3. And I let it sit in the jar for about a year and came back to it. And it was unbelievable how much it changed and how much it got better.
I just let that stuff set for maybe a month or 2 in the tin, and went back and smoked it again and just completely fell in love with it.
Yes, it's one of my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm with you on the rating. There's nothing about it that just wows me. It's a decent smoke. I give it a 3.
Okay.
As well. I'm with you. I want to try it again in 6 months and see how it does. So
It's not bad. It's got quality components. You can tell that. It's not. It just maybe that it's too complex and needs to set.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think the more complex the blends are, the more they have to set and marry, and maybe the pressing would help that.
Well, and like we
artificially.
said, this tin was processed May the 4th.
Earlier this month.
This
so.
month, yeah. So it's only been in this tin for 2 or 3 weeks. So
Yeah.
it might need some more time. All right. Well, do you have anything else you want to share about the club or anything?
Well, the club is going good, and it looks like we're going to have a show this year, probably in the fall. That's still being worked out as to where, but it'll be in the Fort Worth, Texas area. And I think it'll be nice to have a show of some kind. I don't know how big it'll be or how many people will be there. We'll see, but I think we look forward to that. And we're going to have a club pipe this year, which we didn't have last year. That will be announced at the show.
Nice.
And there'll be as part of the website for our club, that will be an option where you can order that there or order it at the show. So we hope to have a nice turnout for that.
Yep. Well, I'm going to show pictures of this pipe at the end of the video. So if somebody wants to get a hold of you about maybe you possibly carving them a pipe, what do they need to do?
The best way to do that, I think, would just be to find me on Facebook, Colin Rigsby or Colin Rigsby Pipes, and message me. And I've got some photos on there. It's been a while since I've made anything.
Well, you made
But-
this for me back in, October?
Yeah, I
No?
think it was
Something like
the
that?
end of last year.
Yeah.
So.
Well, in the description of the video, I'll put your information there so that
Okay.
if they want to get a hold of you, that they can do that.
Sounds good.
Guys, thank you for watching. Colin, thank you for sitting with me and
Thanks
doing
for
this
asking
today.
me to be
Yeah,
here.
This has been fun.
Yeah.
Guys, keep your comments coming. Make sure that you're sending your suggestions. We like to see those, and I do get back to everyone that comments and leaves suggestions. So please keep that going. Don't forget, make all your piping moments count, and we will see you next time. Thanks again. Have a great week. Bye-bye.